We are covering Shiga-Toxin producing E. coli, often called STEC, for the ServSafe Manager exam. This is one of the big 6 pathogens, which means it's highly infectious and can cause severe illness. So the exam will absolutely test your knowledge on it. The most famous association, and the one you are almost guaranteed to see on the test, is with undercooked ground beef. The bacteria is naturally found in the intestines of cattle and can contaminate the meat during processing. Because the meat is ground, the pathogen gets mixed throughout the entire batch, which is why a single undercooked hamburger can cause a serious outbreak. While ground beef is the classic exam answer, STEC can also be linked to contaminated produce like spinach or sprouts and unpasteurized milk or juice. The illness itself, hemorrhagic colitis, is caused by a toxin the bacteria produces inside a person's intestines after they've eaten the contaminated food. This leads to severe symptoms like abdominal cramps and diarrhea that eventually becomes bloody. A major complication the exam might ask about is Hemolytic Uremic Syndrome, or HUS. HUS is a severe condition that can lead to kidney failure, and it is particularly dangerous for young children. An exam question might present a scenario where a child eats an undercooked burger at a picnic and later develops kidney failure. This is a direct pointer to STEC. Now let's focus on how you'll be tested. First, you must know the critical control points for prevention. The most important one is temperature. According to the FDA Food Code, ground beef must be cooked to a minimum internal temperature of 155 degrees Fahrenheit for 17 seconds. Be careful with exam distractors. They might offer 145 degrees, which is for whole muscle cuts, or 165 degrees, which is for poultry. For ground beef, the number is 155. The second major testing area is employee health. Because STE is one of the big 6, an employee diagnosed with an illness from Shiga-Toxin producing E. coli must be excluded from the food operation. The exam will try to trick you with the term restricted, which allows an employee to perform non-food related tasks. For STEC diagnosis, exclusion is mandatory, meaning they cannot work in the establishment at all until cleared by a medical professional and the regulatory authority. A simple way to remember the key points for STEC is the phrase, 155 makes the beef gut safe. 155 is your critical temperature for cooking. Beef reminds you of the most common source, ground beef, and gut safe helps you remember the toxin is produced in the gut and that it's a big 6 pathogen requiring strict exclusion to keep your customers safe. Prevention also involves purchasing produce from approved suppliers and preventing cross-contamination between raw meat and ready-to-eat foods. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.